serve a great and mighty God. The very same God who spoke worlds into being. The very same God who spoke.
Hello everybody, how's it going? My name is Rodney R.J. Young, and thank you for checking out my blog. Today I'm going to do something a little different. I normally do a written blog, but this week I decided to do a video blog because I got to hang out with an extremely talented and awesome brother, Andrae Ambrose. Amazing musician, producer, songwriter. Got a chance to check out his studio and just talk to him about some things in the music industry as well as ministry and business. And I just wanted to highlight Andrae in this video and get his insight on a few things, learn a little bit about what he's doing, and I'll just share that with you guys. So I just wanted to give you a little intro to that. Also, I want to give you a disclaimer. I don't normally do disclaimers because I usually think disclaimers are like for punks. But I'm just going to give you a quick little disclaimer. See what happened was, at one part in the video, like, you know, you're going to notice like there's going to be like this little noise thing that's going to happen. And that's because, I did something technically that wasn't right. But it's not going to last long. So just listen, okay? It's going to be like while we talking. Just ignore it. Because it's actually like at a really, really, really cool part of the interview, something I want you to hear. So just bear through it. My apologies for the sound quality mix-ups, but most of it's pretty good. So hope you guys enjoy. Well, Andrae, thank you, sir. Appreciate you having me down here at Ambrose Productions.
Welcome.
You know, as you know, what I like to do for my blog, man, is provide our viewers and our readers with content that'll help them grow their careers. And
Great.
You know, I've always admired what you've done. You know, I mean, you know, One for Christ, AOH. I mean, like that record right there. I mean, Anointed. So I was like, who is behind this? You know, as I kept finding this common thread, this name, but the first time I actually ran into you was doing my church's project, Living Word, when you did the Covenant Keeping God, and that was one of my favorite tunes on the record.
That was a great record. Don Lawrence did a great job of producing that record.
Yeah, man.
Ed Tucker, that was a great experience. Well, I got started at the age of like 4 or 5 years old. I used to play the drums.
Oh, get out of here.
I was actually the drummer from my grandfather's church. My grandfather was a pastor.
Gotcha.
And I started playing the drums, and then my mother encouraged me to play the piano. And it was actually a natural transition.
Really?
But I got started in production.
Yeah.
In the year of 2003.
Okay.
There was a lady that I had worked with on other projects. I was a music director.
Okay.
And I had worked with her, and she asked me to produce her project. Her name was Lynn Myers.
Okay.
And at the time, I didn't know what in the world I was doing.
Do any of us when we first started?
Okay, but I had the opportunity. It was a great experience. I had the opportunity to work at Pressure Point Studio.
Oh, nice.
Work with,
on your first session?
On my first session.
At Pressure Point? Oh,
right.
dang.
Like,
okay.
Wow.
So you started up like right here, and like there was a standard. You know?
Yes. And I had the opportunity to work with Larry Stern, who is a Grammy-nominated producer. Not producer, engineer. Right?
Yeah.
And it was just a great experience. That record launched my career.
Really? Okay.
And I just became known as a producer.
Really?
And people just started calling me, and over the years, I've been blessed to have been able to do several projects. I was working in corporate America. And
really? Okay.
Doing very well there, but then the Lord brought me off. So
really?
Actually, he had my boss come to me.
What?
I said, what are you still doing here?
So your boss came and confronted you about it.
My boss came.
That's crazy, man.
Diane Miller was her name. Said, what are you still doing here? You're so talented. Just get out there. Step out on faith or something.
You know, a lot of us, and I'm in that boat, we're like weekend warriors. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you know, we do the weekends, we do the evenings, because we may have a full-time job to support the family.
So yeah, I was doing it part-time, and I transitioned. But I was listening intently on when to make that transition, because she came to me at a time where I was really thinking about it, and really I had actually it was just like years of contemplation and even some tears because I understand being called, have this calling, having this purpose and destiny, and then you're stuck, in corporate America, stuck in a job, having to take care of your family, which is honorable, but the call of God on your life, and that you're frustrated inwardly because you're not seeing the manifestation of what you feel in your heart. But if you keep seeking the Lord, He'll let you know when to go.
So you felt the struggle.
Oh, absolutely.
The struggle was real, right? Like
tears, like for real. I mean, it was like a hole in my heart. I felt that. It was like a few times. I would go to the bathroom just like crying. This is not it, because I'm getting songs at my best.
Man.
I'm just like, God, this is not it. At some point, it becomes about purpose. Yeah. It becomes about fulfilling the call of God in your life, and that's where you find true satisfaction. Doing the will of God. But I wasn't premature in my move.
That's cool.
You don't want to step out in a time where the grace is not there.
Got you.
You have to flow in the grace of God.
Got you.
So stay in the struggle until God releases you. Because sometimes God is teaching you some things. And sometimes it's patience. Sometimes, I got a great, had a great learning experience in corporate America in the area of business. And how to communicate and things of that sort. So He was working that, out in me. All things work together for the good of them who love the Lord, who are called according to His purpose. So, one of the things is customer service.
A lot of people don't know about that in music, because I notice people kind of, they don't realize that it is a business, right?
We creatives. We tend to be very off to ourselves, or we're not people-oriented sometimes.
Gotcha.
Sometimes we're self-driven, self-focused, because it's about the artist, it's about me, my sound,
my music,
my gifting, and we want to let everybody see what we can do. And my approach is somewhat that, but also what can I do to pull out the best of you?
Gotcha. Yeah.
So what I do is when I'm working with people, whether musicians or singers, or even engineers, what can I do to better your life? It's about the relationship.
Gotcha.
And I want to make you feel comfortable.
You're looking to add value.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm totally an atmosphere guy.
Yeah.
I much rather have a great atmosphere surrounding a project than just get the best players and have all this drama behind the scenes.
Right, gotcha.
Sometimes I believe that kind of like translates into what we record.
Yeah.
So what I try to do is have a great atmosphere and, just be a good Christian,
That's part of it.
Just be nice.
Yeah.
And have relationships. Just be very relational. Yeah. I'm not looking to just get from people.
Got you.
And I think in this industry, we're always looking for the person who can get us on, what can get us on to the next gig, can get us on to that.
What they can do for you.
Yeah. And we end up really burning people, and we end up sometimes hurt because we get ourselves in various situations. But if we just have a genuine approach with people and be relational, things would work out, and we have good careers. I love artists that are passionate, that are skillful. They know their place. They know themselves. They know their limitations, and are flexible because they're willing to be pushed. They're willing to be challenged. I do like having someone who is confident, who has some studio etiquette, and who knows what to do in the studio. Yeah. And it's just easy to work with and fun. I like to have fun. It's not all about business.
It's not like
no, let's have fun. Let's enjoy it. We're gonna work hard, but we're gonna enjoy the journey. So I like those types of artists.
So it kind of balanced out.
Absolutely.
People kind of balance out. There's the passion. There's the skill. There's the etiquette. But then there's also just the fun element.
Absolutely.
That's
be relational and fun.
Yeah.
There are some artists who have been in the game for years, and they'll hook up with a producer, and then they end up trying to tell the producer what they're going to do, what they're not going to do, and what they can do. And I firmly believe it's the producer's job to take your potential and maximize it.
Got you.
That's the goal of a producer.
Yeah. You know, that whole control piece is interesting, you know, because I noticed that there's sometimes a tug of war, you know, with certain types of artists, and sometimes it's a personality thing. Like, you know, have you ever experienced just like kind of a tug of war of control, like in terms of like creative control, like, you know, I hired you to produce this, but, you know, I'm gonna tell you everything to do, or that type of thing. How have you dealt with that?
I've had that experience, but what I do, I'm firm on communication, so I just communicate. So I would have a nice conversation, nothing crazy, just, okay, this is what you hired me to do, this is my job, or this is what the label hired me to do, this is my job, just give it a shot, let's try, you know, so I try to, in some regards, negotiate, and you know,
try to appeal to that.
Absolutely. You know, you do have a very democratic, you know, style of negotiating.
Yeah.
But
so you don't just let it smack down. Like, look, I'm a producer. You're gonna listen to me. I mean, because there's the other side of it too. Like, you know, and some artists tell me this, that okay, there's producers that are like the control freaks.
Yeah.
So like, on one side you might have an artist who's trying to control the producer, but then you got like a producer who is like control freak, like do everything just the way I say, and I don't want to hear suggestions.
Yeah, I'm not like that either. I'm a little flexible a little bit, but I do. You do want to have the artists buy in. You know, you do want them bought into the vision. So if they're not feeling something, no, it's not going to, you know, naturally come through. 30% of producing is musical, and you know the rest of it is, you know, psychological.
Dude. And I think producers are like therapists.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, we're just glorified therapists that know music. You know. But that's key. So, you know, a lot of it is just the communication and the relationship. Huh?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
I'm telling you, man. I mean, that's
communicating effectively. You know, that's one thing that I learned. Communicating without the slang.
Yo, homie, dog.
Just on a business,
you know,
on a business.
Just how to communicate as a business person.
Effectively communicate and articulate what you are trying to convey. You know,
right. That's funny. B, you know, I love him, man, because we went to school together.
What's up, B?
Yeah, what's up, B?
My boy. Well, this is what happened. We met at one of Israel Houghton's conferences.
Okay.
Back in, I think it was like 2009. So it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
We had a, long story short, there was an altar call. I went to the altar. I'm sitting there and praying and, you know, just trying to listen, hear from God. And I feel in my spirit, you know, the Lord said, the guy next to you, you guys are supposed to connect. And I'm like,
you didn't even know him.
Okay, if that's you, you'll make it happen. I'm not about to tell this guy, hey, the Lord just told me we're supposed to connect.
Like, okay.
You're so weird.
Right.
On the way back home, I'm on the airplane. And lo and behold, this guy, the same guy that was at the altar, walks on the plane. I'm like, this guy's from Chicago. I didn't even know it.
Get out of here.
And through the ride, the Lord reminded me of a friend of mine who wanted to introduce me to a guy named Brandon. After I got off the plane, I just went up to him and said, hey man, is your name Brandon? And he looked at me like, yeah. My name is Andrae, you know, and a friend of ours was trying to introduce us. He was like, yes. So after that, we just stayed in contact. Developed just a great relationship. It was a God connection, divine connection. We're like covenant brothers.
Oh, that's cool.
And actually, he wanted to record, and he asked me to produce it. Originally, it was going to be a studio project.
Okay,
I'm like, bro, you need to do live, man.
Yeah.
Because your anointing, just live, it just
that's him. Yeah,
something else, you know.
Yeah,
And then
cool.
started writing. A friend of mine, D. Wilson.
Okay, yeah, I'm familiar with him.
He's a writing partner of mine, and we have developed a catalog of songs. So we went through our catalog and had some ideas, and Brandon came in, and we all just kind of co-wrote some things, and it was just a God fit.
Because we knew we knew that the music it was more than that. You know what I mean? Like I was like, there's connection up there on that stage. I mean, there's got to be more behind that because this is coming through really pure. I mean, we know Brandon, we know how he brings it, we know he's pure, but the team, you know, there's a great team effort going on, and I just know that doesn't happen without a really tight artist producer connection.
I wanted to get people that had genuine hearts of worship. I want the skill level. You know, of course, you want it to be high.
Right.
But if you really have to decide between heart only and skill, you put my faders back up.
We need the official fader screen.
The official fader screen.
You know,
Make it look legit.
All right, it's legit. We back. All right, cool. We are in the studio.
So I wanted to have just a great group of people. They have the skill and the anointing and just great hearts. And the group of people that we had, they were just phenomenal.
Are y'all having like a goal for when you want to release, or?
Yeah, we're thinking about October. We have a pretty aggressive production. So we send the files out to be mixed. We're going to Nashville to mix them.
Okay, excellent.
And hopefully by the end of the month we'll have the project. This is September, so
yes.
By the end of the month it should be done. Israel Houghton said it best. Make Jesus the center of everything.
Got you.
That you do. So you don't put God on a priority checklist. You know, it's not like him and then family and then work and production, as if he's not involved in any of those other things.
So like he's separated. Like,
right. No.
Got you.
Make him the center of it, and that everything revolve around him. So my production revolves around Jesus. He's at the center.
Gotcha.
Whether it is a Christian song or whether it's what we would term as a secular song that doesn't say the name of Jesus. Right. It's just an inspirational song or a song of love or whatever. But he's still at the center.
Right.
You know, my productions, again, the atmosphere. He's at the center of it.
Yeah.
I don't want a stressful, commanding, controlling, domineering, atmosphere. No, that's not what I want. You want an atmosphere that's free. You want an atmosphere that's full of love and grace. Make Jesus the center of it. So that's what I try to do with my productions. Even if I'm not saying Jesus, you should feel something different.
Right. There should be something about that production or something about that experience. You know. Even if someone's just coming in doing voiceover, like, you know, I like the atmosphere there, or something different. You
Absolutely.
know? Yeah, that's cool.
Now, I've had people say that they couldn't quite articulate, and some of them have worked with gospel artists and have had bad experiences. You know, I try to be a witness with whoever I'm working with. Yeah. Sometimes the engineers that's working on your project, they're not saved. They're good at what they do, but they're not Christians.
So
sometimes
the
label executives that you deal with, you know, they may be over the gospel division, but sometimes they don't know the Jesus of the gospel.
right, exactly. So you have to be the example, right?
You have to be the example.
Yeah.
One of the craziest things that has happened is we did a live session and lost all of the files.
Ouch.
Now, I want to put a disclaimer out there. It wasn't my fault. I will say that. But without going into details. It wasn't my fault.
All of them? Like all the files?
We lost 50% of them because
that's enough.
We had like all of the left channels and all the right channels, you know, stuff like that. But, again, it wasn't my fault. You should still hire me as your producer.
Andrae doesn't lose files, y'all. It was
I work with people who have backups and everything, but on that project, they didn't have the backups.
Wow, that's crazy, man.
Sometimes it's just I wasn't feeling that was what I was supposed to do.
Got you.
You try to be led and driven. I think in this industry we try to get all that we can. Just I'll produce you. I'll produce you.
We'll pay. We'll produce.
Right. And you have to be strategic.
You know,
you have to be almost a chess master. You know, in your career because you want to make the right moves. You just don't want to be making moves.
Right.
Make the right moves.
So you try to be strategic in
Absolutely.
the projects that you do take in.
Absolutely.
So you've turned away projects that probably look good.
And then sometimes I didn't have the bandwidth. I didn't have the time. So I'll refer one of my friends.
Yeah.
And have them, have the client feel comfortable with someone else.
You're a family guy,
Yes, I am.
You're married to a beautiful woman.
Yes, I am.
How long married, man?
We've been married 13 years.
Oh, wow.
13 years.
Praise God. That's
13
awesome,
wonderful, blessed, prosperous years.
Gotcha. So I know that, I saw you guys' marriage videos, man. I thought those were so cool, man. Y'all funny. y'all are funny, man. And we just, we love to see other godly couples, man, especially where they may be involved in ministry or entertainment or something of that sort. Now is your wife involved in what you do? I know she sang on the recording. So
yeah, she's involved. She is pretty much our client relations.
Oh, very cool.
She's over all of that. Just she's part of the experience. She creates that atmosphere. That I can't create. I'm more of the creative guy, but she's more of the way that the thing feels.
Gotcha.
She's that it's not tangible.
Yeah.
She's part of the Ambrose experience.
Gotcha.
When we're negotiating contracts and things of that sort, she's heavily involved in that. And
very good.
Ensuring that we get paid.
Right. Send that check.
Absolutely.
Right.
And it just works. It works great. She's my sweetheart. She's the nuts and bolts of this thing. So
that's cool. I've heard of other situations where someone may be married and there's friction because someone wants to pursue a creative career, especially if they want to do it full time,
Yeah.
And so, to have the type of support, from your spouse that believes in you,
That's important. That's why you have to know who you're marrying, in the beginning. You really have to assess, who is this person? If she looks good and she's fine and she got that voice that melts your heart, but who is she?
Right.
Or who is he? You want to ensure that they stay in the proper roles.
Single people, listen.
We build our marriage upon the Bible.
Gotcha.
Jesus is at the center of our marriage.
Right.
So
common theme here at Ambrose Productions. Right.
So we have, I guess, more traditional, roles as far as how a marriage should work.
Okay.
But we also ensure that love just exudes from us, and we continually support one another.
Yeah.
She tells me the truth. I tell her the truth. It's just that unity. It's just that bond. Of course, there'll be some differences, but it's how you handle those differences.
Yeah.
And sometimes people handle those differences poorly because they come at it from a selfish point of view.
Man, that's cool. I'm telling you, man, we're 4 years in, 4.5 years in.
Man.
So we kind of on the new end of things, but I always admire people. Yeah. I admire anybody who makes it past 7, and I especially admire people that make it past 10, 20, and of course anything after that.
We speak success on your marriage,
hey, man. I received that, brother.
Man.
I'm married to a virtuous woman, man. And I can relate to just appreciating a spouse who supports and understands what you're called to, and just flows with that. I'm sure there's balance that's needed. Can't be here all the time. I guess it does help that it's here, right?
Yeah. So we try to balance it out. We try to make sure that we're spending the most appropriate time with one another, and sticking true to our date nights and things of that sort.
Okay, so y'all have a date night too?
Yes.
That's what's up. Date night. I'm telling you. That's what's up.
Right now we're in pre-production for Reggie Royal.
Okay. I know Reggie. Yeah.
Judah. Also a young artist, a Latino artist. Her name is Leslie Ruiz.
Okay.
We're doing a bilingual project on her. So
very cool. Very cool.
We have some other artists in the works. Don't want to say nothing yet.
Right. Right.
The deal is secret.
Right. Let's get a signature first. Right.
finishing up Brandon's record.
Yeah.
I also have a collection called the Sound Mind Collection.
Okay.
It's a group of just therapeutic music, just for people who have issues sleeping, or if you just want to meditate to it. It's just creating a sound mind. God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and of a sound mind. So that's what this music is designed to, to promote you having a sound mind. So we're releasing more volumes of that. It's a whole series.
Oh, very cool.
So
Okay.
Little Sound Mind collection. Right. Don't listen to this while you're driving, because you will go to sleep.
Right. Yeah.
And I purposely designed it like that.
Yeah, I see the little seat in the
for
water.
you.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Don't listen to it on the way home.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wait. You know what I'm saying? I'll wait till chill out in the chair and just kind of soak in.
Quick testimony on that.
Yeah.
One of the young ladies at our church, she has a daughter who had been having nightmares for like about a year straight, and she couldn't figure it out. But she played that music, throughout the night, and ever since then, her daughter has not had any nightmares or anything.
Man.
She used to get up and go to sleep in her mom's bed. No more. They play this every night. So
amazing.
I think it works.
Amazing,
it works.
Bro. That's cool.
What I would say is focus on building relationships. So many times we're focused on the skill, and I think that has its place. Yes, be skillful in your craft. Know your craft. You have to, but it's not what you know; it's who you know.
Yeah.
You can be the best. I know some of the best musicians, and they're playing in storefront churches.
Gotcha.
And they can play rings around some of the guys I've seen that's out there. And it's like, wow. But the difference is who they know, their relationship, their connections. Also, I would say get your business in order. Sometimes our business systems are kind of janky. Especially we're creatives because we're not really business oriented.
Gotcha.
We're creatives. We're spontaneous. Sometimes it's hard for us to plan and to stick to a regimen and schedule.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
If you're not good at that, get somebody who is good at that and add them to your team. Also, social media, marketing, branding, all of those things, of course. But make sure your business is in order. Ensure that you're able to effectively communicate. And then, just watch God do His thing. Doors will just start opening for you.
That's cool.
You'll be able to walk through the doors that swing open for you.
That's cool. Brother, thank you so much for this
Thanks
time,
for
man.
through, man.
It's been a blessing, man.
Yes, sir.
And much success on Ambrose Productions and you and Denise and everything that you guys are doing, man.
Thank you so much. Thanks for coming, bro. God bless you.
Great things I will not fear, for you are